when you look at the landscape of the league, what does a successful quarterback look like, and where does an underperforming quarterback look like? What does that look like? Bills, Josh Allen, fast. Tua, mobile. Aaron Rodgers, the last of the breed of the guys of like 15 years ago. He's the last remaining guy standing. Joe Burrow, mobility with an arm. Then you look at
Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Fields.
Lamar Jackson, right? You don't know what you're getting out of Kenny Pickett yet. Even Deshaun Watson offers mobility with an arm. Trevor Lawrence has shown that he can do it both ways. You want to hear what bad sounds like? Ryan Tannehill. Davis Mills. Let's just call it what it is. Call it what it is. If you're stiff, you're going to get stuck. And that's why so much attention was put on the Patriots defense in the draft. That's why I think kind of Bill smiling behind his teeth saying, oh, have I come upon something towards the end of the story as well in Malik Cunningham? You don't know. But some people are ready to say, this is just a flash in the pan. He's a rookie, this and everything. And I would say, yeah, so show me how the current incumbent has been great. Right? No one's saying that the quarterback position in New England is great. Can you even say it's good? Because if you kind of think, if it's then guess what? It's ripe for the picking. We've seen this story before, and that's when the quarterback who was in place was like really good. Now, I think, imagine if you had social media when Bledsoe goes out with the hit, and people are like, it's not fair. A guy should be able to get his job back, and I'm on social media, and I'm going to share this to my friends. At that time, if you couldn't play, you may not get to play. Now, you don't think Lamar Jackson tweeting out QB1 wasn't kind of like a little flame starter to the league about the eyes on the Patriots? They're going to say, wait a minute. If Malik Cunningham shows his face through the rest of preseason and isn't kept as a quarterback, oh my goodness. I'm not saying he's going to be the final answer. I'm just saying right now, keep using the eraser on who's the quarterback. Is this a good quarterback? Not this week. This week, let me scratch it out. Hear me scratch it out. I don't know. When are you going to be sick of that as a fan base? Isn't 3 years enough?
KJ, I'll say this too. A big thing that we've talked about on this station, regardless of the show, is the lack of hype and buzz around the Patriots this offseason. Whether it's at practice, whether it was at that preseason game, all those empty seats. I think, if nothing else, this is somebody that's going to give some sort of buzz and hype around this team. If Lamar Jackson, a former MVP, is tweeting QB1 on posts about it, like, it's becoming a conversation point. You're seeing national heads talking about it. I feel like, if nothing else, this is just giving the Patriots, it's something to talk about with them, whether it's here, whether it's, nationally, because I think nationally they're not getting a lot of attention right now. And for a good reason, like, there's nothing to talk about with the Patriots right now.
So here's a good way of looking at it in terms of quality of things, right? If I bought a house in Weston, and trust me, there would probably be a few meetings about who's moving and KJ's moving. How is that? What does he do? So imagine I'm buying a house in Weston, right? I got a few million on me, right? But then they tell me, hey, but it comes with an above-ground pool. Now, no offense if you've got an above-ground pool at your house. But if you're buying a house in Weston, there's no above-ground pool. The Patriots are operating right now at the quarterback position with an above-ground pool with the valuation of a Weston house. That's where you're at right now. So when Malik Cunningham comes out of there, you're like, wow. That looks like maybe we could convert that into a jacuzzi. maybe that's the first thinking. We're not saying it's a pool, but that looks like it could be a very big jacuzzi because it's heating some things up. I said after Brady left, there would be a 3-year period adjustment Today is the day. You're going to have to decide, are you going to deal with mediocrity or demand that look? Something needs to move. And my thing is, like, if the league doesn't even see you as almost good, imagine if the Pittsburgh Steelers say, Kenny Pickett, we don't believe that you should be out there playing preseason games. It makes more sense for Jimmy Garoppolo because you're literally talking about Humpty 4.0, right? You can see the cracks, the scars. I mean, the wall has even got graffiti on it at this point around him, falling off of it so much. Yeah, it makes sense for him to not be in there, but Patrick Mahomes is willing to play a series or two, and you can't get quarterback rated 21 in the league in there for a series? With the new offense, the whole narrative has been, well, Max got Bill O'Brien now and everything like that. That's why I say it's just fascinating. 2021, my gosh, what shine that guy has.
KJ, let me ask you, Bailey Zappi was so underwhelming in the time that he played in the first preseason game. Do you think there's any chance Bill didn't want to play Mac Jones because he didn't want to run that risk of him looking like Bailey Zappi looked, and then it's panic. We thought Bill O'Brien was going to be the answer, and the first preseason game didn't go well, and Bill was just trying to hide it.
Why would Bill give in to what the people think?
Because I think he's a little self-conscious.
Yeah, but here's the other part of it. If you're out there to make a team, to get your team moving and prepared for battle, week one is the Eagles at home with Brady in a suite. Like, literally, this is almost kind of like coming back to see how much the kingdom has potentially fallen, and the old king rides back into town. I'm in the gym like Rocky with Apollo Creed in Rocky 3 if I'm Mac Jones. Get me a series or two. I don't care if it's the start, in the middle. I need to get out there and get some reps with these plays we've been working with in shorts. But if I have to protect you, and again, if you're Patrick Mahomes, yeah, absolutely. If you're Aaron Rodgers, absolutely. My goodness, Russell Wilson played a half. We're talking about a guy who has still not been able to define himself as good in this league, is not in the preseason game. And that's why you get this hype, or I use the word hype, the excitement, the warm feelies when Malik Cunningham comes in there. But inside of you, some of the fan base say, well, that's not sustainable. What's currently going on is, if Bailey Zappi doesn't look, that's what's crazy to me. Did you really expect Bailey Zappi to go out there and be lights out? Did you really expect that? Was the guy getting all these first team reps in practice? And no. So why would he go out there and look fantastic, beautiful? To me, it wouldn't even be a controversy if Bailey Zappi went out there and looked good, because you know what my answer would be? Mac Jones isn't out there, so there's no real test measuring stick to go by. But if you see that a whole different style of system works, and here's what's funny and crazy at the same time. Go look up who Bill O'Brien's quarterbacks were in Houston before Deshaun Watson.
Long list.
Brock Osweiler's on there. Guys that you won't even remember or go, oh, yeah.
T.J. Yates?
T.J. Yates. Did he even, I don't even know if he made it to the good level. Brock Osweiler, man, that was such a forced narrative. They tried to force it in Denver. Then, okay, maybe you go to Houston and you get a chance. So don't think that Bill O'Brien, in the back of his mind, doesn't know how to work with a quarterback that can move, because most of his success came from a mobile quarterback.
How about Brian Hoyer? How about Tom Savage?
Tom Savage. Good gracious.
Brandon Whedon?
Yes, I remember him. That was like, dude got red hair, but he could have been a sponsorship dream. Like, my last name is Whedon, but I've got the orange hair. Like, like the orange hairs.
Case Keenum for a little bit.
See, this is my point. At what point does the New England Patriots say we are going to be on the interstate of pro football when it comes to quarterbacking versus trying to take the state highway? Like 6. Yeah, right there on the shore, Brian. 6. 6 will take you all the way across the country. Are you going to take 6? Like, no, I'm going to raise it up a little bit. I'm going to get on that thing called the Pike and take that out to Seattle if I need to. I'm not going to take 6. Route 6, stopping through little towns and dinking dunk plays and stuff like that. That's why you've been saying to yourself, Mac needs a number 1 receiver. When you start to wonder, okay, does the guy have the confidence to extend the play, and get that deep receiver there?